Hello Taurus, and welcome to my channel GreenLion Goddess. This is your weekly love reading. It's a general reading, so it may or may not resonate. It's for any kind of connection that you may have in your life. So it could be flatmate, partner, lover, workmate, boss, could be anybody, family. I will be, for any of my readings, I will put a timestamp in the description box below if you want to skip any shuffling or the intro, this intro spiel. They're not time specific, so it's kind of like you get them when you get them at the right time. They are late this week. I am really sorry. I do apologize, Taurus. Just having one of those weeks where my energy's just being pulled every which way, and every time I sit down to do the reading, something stops me from doing it. So I don't know what's happening, but it just seems to be the energy of this week. But I'm here and I'm doing it, so let's do it. I woke up feeling good today, going, I'm going to get these done. So I hope you're well, Taurus. What can we get for you for your weekly love reading for Taurus? Okay, we have owl, oh beautiful, and hawk. Two birds. Okay, so straight up, this connection is very compatible. Although it might be that you kind of, one operates in the day and one operates in the night. I'm just going to hold them like this for a second, Taurus. I feel like your owl, as soon as it came out, I'm like, there's Taurus there. Both operating from the element of air. So it just means it's air energy. It doesn't mean it's an air sign. Your person is the hawk energy coming in. It's significant that the hawk is flying into the sun and operating in the day, and the owl is a night hunter. So you're on you could be in different time zones even. Or it could be, one person works night shift and one person works during the day. One person works a lot out at night and one person's more of a day person. One person's more of a introverted kind of someone that contains themselves a little bit more, not quite as expressive, and the other person is more, here I am, this is me, warts and all. So I feel like very, very compatible energies. I feel like for the moment you are being the bigger person in this picture here with this relationship you have with the hawk energy. I feel like you're both trying to find answers here. It's just you're going about it in very different ways. So for you, and you can reverse this either way, so if you feel like you're more the hawk energy, then that might resonate with you more, Taurus. For you, it feels like it's more connecting in on a deeper level, connecting in on a why is this kind of happening, looking at things. You might be working things out in your dreams. You're working things out at night. It's more of a psychic connection here. It's more of an energetic connection. It could also be subconscious as well, trying to work out what it is that's happening with you on a subconscious level. The owl, like I said, is that there's this strength coming through with this owl, that it's actually, I feel like you're pinpointing things that you definitely want to be working on here. It could be within a situation or within yourself, but it's very much the owl. I just keep being told night hunter with the owl, in that it perceives its prey and can swoop down. Both of them have got very clear, very good eyesight, these birds. So they're hunters, but they can both pinpoint their prey and swoop down and get what it is that they want. So you're both very good at getting what it is that you want and seeing very clearly what it is that you want. It's that you're kind of working on a slightly different level here. You're working on more of an unconscious psychic level here, whereas they're working more on what they can see in front of them, whereas you're happy to be more about the ethereal, about what it is that you can sense and feel, but you don't necessarily have to see it. For them, it's like, I need to see something very clearly in front of me before I'm going to go for it, before I'm going to do this. So it's bringing me to that quote by, pretty sure it was Leonardo da Vinci, that said there's three types of people. One that sees, one that sees if they've been shown something, and one that cannot see at all. And I feel like you're the one that can see. And that's like all seeing. You can see things, you can see patterns, you can see things that are happening that, you could be very psychic. You can see potential in people, even though they haven't shown it yet. It's that sort of thing. You do see things. You can see what maybe is happening on a global scale. The other person that you're dealing with, they can see. They can still see, but like I said, they have to be shown it first. But they've got the hawk operates very much on the earthly realm. The eagle is the spiritual bird. And the owl is very much a spiritual psychic bird as well. So the hawk is very much like, I need my reality to be on this 3D plane. So, yeah, it's still a very compatible relationship, but I feel like in terms of, your soul, maybe energy or presence or your aura, it's slightly bigger in that you're just connecting into that other aspect of yourself. So let's put them both down and pull some clarifiers for this Taurus. What can we get for Taurus about this connection that is coming through for Taurus today? Some clarifiers. And I feel like there's a, very high level of tolerance and acceptance between the two of you. It's like, you do things your way, I do things my way. Fine. That's okay. I believe in spirits and psychic stuff and you don't. You believe in science or whatever it is. It doesn't have to be specifically that, but there's this nice acceptance that you're accepting each other's differences. Okay, you get the Devil, you get the Page of Cups, and you get the Magician. And for them, they have Temperance, they have the Sun card, and they have the Two of Swords. Okay, so there's a lot of complex energies going on between the two of you. I can see this straight up. I feel like it's like, if you could think of a recipe, your relationship is a very lovely, rich, complicated soup. There's many layers to it. It's nice, and it ebbs and flows and weaves, so you can kind of weave into different ways of being with each other. If this is making any sense, it's a really rich, there's a depth to this relationship here, which is really beautiful. And so that's coming out in these cards here with the Devil, the Page of Cups, and the Magician. So it's very much kind of saying, with the Magician here, it's like, I feel like the Devil energy is actually the connection, the person that you're dealing with. You're kind of going, hey, this is where you're getting stuck. I can see it really clearly. You can't, because you're kind of looking in a different realm, in another direction. But I can let you know that I can see very clearly what is going on with you. And so I'm offering this to you. And so you might be the person to offer them some advice or some solution and go, yeah, I see what you're doing. I can see it. I can see it here. And it's because you can see it within yourself as well. Very clear sight. That Devil energy is the equivalent of the darkness that we said that the owl can see in the dark. So here you are offering up your insights to your connection. And, you feel pretty confident that you're right as well. You've got very clear sight. This is them. There's actually kind of, I'm now getting humour. I'm getting a little bit of a to and fro, but it's like this stubborn energy, but it's like they know they're being stubborn. And it's like, I can see perfectly clearly, even though they can't. That Two of Swords energy is very much a limitation upon themselves. They're blinded by some sort of something in their life. They can't see something, which is what we were saying. They can only see it if it's in that sun energy here, if it's in broad daylight, if it's right in front of them. And this is something that actually, with that Temperance card coming in, it's something that could be a source of conflict in your relationship. But with Temperance coming in, this is why I'm getting such a rich relationship, because even though this could be a source of annoyance that this is what you do, to them. It's like, I can see perfectly well, clearly, and you're like, no, you can't. And it's bringing into balance here with this Temperance card. Things do restore back to balance. So you can have these little tit-bitty arguments or these, interesting conversations between the two of you, but ultimately it expands your relationship. Ultimately, it creates even more flavor to that soup that is the kind of metaphor for your relationship. And so it does bring, things do come back into balance again eventually. But yeah, it's just a very, it's an interesting dilemma. And I feel like at the moment they're struggling to see something. They're thinking they're seeing something and you're kind of going, that might not be the whole picture. And I can see something else that's happening kind of on another level below the surface or wherever it is. I can sense psychically or subconsciously, whatever level it is. And they're kind of like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to know about that. So it's interesting. But there's still a lot of respect between the two of you. So yeah, it is a nice relationship. So let's pull a card for this connection, Taurus. Let's pull a card for this connection. Oh, 2 cards want to come out. Keep your dreams alive, beautiful, and make a decision. Keep your dreams alive and make a decision. So I feel like with this card, it's kind of saying, I feel like this is just purely for you, Taurus, not for the connection. I know that's what we pulled it out for, but it's kind of like this is a card for you within the connection. Because I don't know if sometimes you lose yourself, sometimes or you doubt yourself because there is this bit of conflict between your notions of reality and how you perceive the world. Sometimes getting that knocked back in your face and going, I don't believe you, I don't see it, so it's not real. That can sometimes make people contract and suddenly give up on, oh, okay, maybe I was wrong, which is fine to be thinking that, but I'm just getting, don't let that energy contract into your dreams. Maybe you've got a bigger dream that you're sensing on a different level here. And it's just saying don't allow yourself to continue expanding here. Don't contract. Keep your wishes alive, the things that are really true to you, those beautiful childhood dreams that just because someone can't see them or doesn't understand them doesn't mean that you shouldn't still keep them. And so with the make a decision, I think it's, and these cards, I always think that they might resonate with you and you might be getting your own meaning from what I'm saying because after all, I'm just the guide and the interpreter. And really, if you're getting something different from this, well, then that you should honour that. But I think the make a decision is to really just say, make a decision to still remain true to yourself and honour your different perspective. That is valid and not to kind of diminish that in any way just because someone else can't see it. So keep your beautiful spirit alive, Taurus, alive and well, because ultimately that's what this other person in the connection loves about you. That's what they love about the connection. But yeah, definitely. It's like they love bagging you out, but they don't want you to be different. They love seeing the differences and they could be even critical of that in some ways, but at the same time, they don't want you to change because they like the fact that you're slightly different to them. So the message from the angels is meditation brings answers. And that's why I just think, the message that you've been getting all along is connecting in deeply on another level and connecting into like your source energy or just clarity of mind, whatever it is, connecting to source or divine, whatever it is, that's where you're going to find your answers. It's not going to be in the concrete reality in front of you. So honor that. Honor that. And it might just be during this period of time. It doesn't have to be, that's your your way of being constantly. It's just the message you're getting right now. So let's look at the outcome for this energy as it stands at this moment in time. Because as we know, relationships and energies between connections shifts and changes, can shift and change. And next week it could be something totally different. And I feel with this rich soup of a connection that you've got, next week could be something totally different on the cards. So let's see, what can we get for you, Taurus? We have the Four of Pentacles. We have the High Priestess. That's your intuition there coming through. And the Page of Swords. And again, I feel like this is more about you. For some reason, it feels like you really need to step back into your own power or your own essence for a little bit, Taurus, just to kind of reconnect in to that intuitive energy to source. Because that communication that you're getting that might be, you know, a little bit dismissive even, is that Page of Swords energy coming through that you kind of just blow away as the High Priestess. You're like, yeah, I'm hearing you. Yeah, it's like an old married couple. Or it's like I'm getting Muppets kind of, oh, yeah, I'm hearing you. But that's not who I am. I'm the High Priestess. Just because you can't see it, you can say whatever you like. But with that Page of Swords energy, ultimately, I'm sticking with who I am. I understand my self-value with that Four of Pentacles. There's a stubborn energy here I'm getting between both of you, even with that Four of Pentacles. It's kind of like not wanting to budge, but both reluctantly doing it when you know it gets to the point where you have to, because ultimately you want your relationship to be good. But yeah, I think it amused, like I've got a smile on my face. It's a nice little kind of, there's a lot of quips and banter between you that there's just a really nice connection here. So yeah, I know it's sounding like they're saying something negative, but it's kind of like, yeah, all in like they kind of understand, you both understand what level that's at. It's not meant to be mean and nasty. It's just kind of playful in a way. So yeah, but definitely stay true to yourself, Taurus. I hope that makes sense. If you'd like to hear more, please like, subscribe and leave a comment. Stay safe. Take care, Taurus. Bye.